Hi guys, it's me, Chrissy. Today I'm doing a bit of a landscape scene. I'm just toning the canvas. I'm on an A3 canvas, which is roughly 16 by 11. And I'm just going in with some phthalo blue and white, just to get the background sky in. I'm just adding a little bit of ultramarine blue and purple, just to give some different tones, yeah? Using a stiff flat brush. I'm just scooting in some clouds. So very easy sky, very basic. So I'm just using a blue again, phthalo blue, just to put in, because I've put a barrel in here. Now I want the reflections of the actual mountain to reflect into the water that's sitting on top of this barrel. So I hope you enjoy this painting, guys. And give us a thumbs up if you do. I'll appreciate that. I'm just using a dark green for that side. I might just have a bit of cobalt green in that, and then sap green on the left. And then I'll use the sap green again with some yellow ochre. I'm just doing various greens with yellow ochres and different blues, just to get in some different tones on my grass. But you can use any greens you like, you know what I mean, and mix your own. So use my flat brush because it's a nice brush to get your first layer down. So it really gets the paint into the weave of the canvas, yeah. So there's a bit of a road running through here, so I'm just blocking that in. It might look like a river, and there's a fly on the screen there. That will bugging me for ages. Go away. Then I'm just blocking in my mountains, just with a bluey green tone. That's all them blues and greens I've still got on my brush. Doesn't really matter what colour. Just wanted to block them in a greeny blue colour. There goes the midgie again. It's determined. It's crawling around on my canvas. Keep blowing at it. A lighter green there, because I'm going to have the light coming from the left side. I'm going to shadow the right side of the mountain. I'm just putting some trees in very loosely, some pine trees. Obviously, don't do them all the same shape, obviously. You want them different heights and shapes to give it more of a realistic feel. There's a bit of detail in this, but it's not over detailed, over realistic detail, but a little bit. I hope you enjoy it anyway. It's just a nice little painting to watch. I enjoy painting it. So I'm putting my evergreens in, starting off with a nice dark green tone. Then I'm putting another layer on, let them dry and then come back. So it looks black, but it's a really dark green I'm using. I'm just using buff titanium and purple there just to put that road in. Another layer. I'm just glazing that barrel now, that water that's sitting in the barrel at the moment. I just give it a quick glaze and fill in the greenery on the hill. Now, your reflection doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Don't over criticize yourself on that. It doesn't have to actually be a perfect mirror match. Near enough, yeah? Just do it near enough. That's my advice. Because otherwise you can get too caught up in trying to get everything perfect, and that's not what art's about. It's just about creativity, enjoying the process, and having a good time, yeah? So I'm just soft blending the sky again. I'll just give that a quick glaze. Now I'm going in with my little fan brush. I'm just putting a bit of detail in this far distant hill here of like some type of greenery that's growing on there. I'm just using some yellow quinacridone gold and a bit of yellow ochre. And then them blues are used at the beginning with some purple and white. Same on this side, which is going to be shadows. I'm using the French ultramarine blue with a tiny bit of phthalo blue, just to give that loose impressionistic feel of some foliage or trees or whatever's growing on the hill, just to get that in. Because it's distance, we can't actually see the full image. We're only just seeing little shapes, yeah, and shadows. I'm just using my little fan brush still. Just blocking that side in there. Just going a bit more mauve colour there, a bit of a purpley mauve colour. Back into the greens. I haven't washed it, I just keep going and keep loading. Wipe your brush off and keep going. But sometimes you do have to wash it because it does dry in your brush because it is acrylic paint, especially if you're using a small brush. Just bear that in mind. So I have washed it off now, I think, yeah. They've gone into the lighter yellows and they're purple, so I'd have washed it, changed brush. Oh, I have changed brushes. Come back to me angle brush. I'm just putting some little more values in this landscape with the dark greens and the yellow tones and some lilac-y lavender colour. And then I'm just going in with the yellow ochre and a tiny bit of purple mix to give that nice earthy green tone, which I quite like. I like yellow ochre and purple mix to make a nice green. I'm back with the fan brush. So I'm just using it to give a bit of texture, that's all. Just some visual texture. You can't really feel it, but you can see it. A nice autumn landscape, isn't it? Really nice and pleasurable to look at as well. You feel like this nice big area of freedom space, which is always nice to look at. Still with my little fan brush. Oh, I've gone to a bigger fan brush now, so I'm coming in with a bit more detail on the grass. So I've gone up slightly with my fan brush size. I'm just tapping on here, just giving some nice texture. Now I do soft blend some of it out, which you can do with your fan brush. I'm just using a bit of red ochre there, just to get a bit of red in. Or you can use sienna. Sienna is quite a nice colour, some burnt sienna. Same on the hills. I'm just glazing over just to knock some of that foliage back because it was too stand outy, you know what I mean? I just wanted to fade it into the distance a bit more. And I've gone in with the dark values again. Same on the trees. I'm just lightening them up slightly. Now they were dark, these pine trees. They weren't really very light on the far distant right side. I'm going in again, a bit of lighter value. I've let them dry. And these were a bit brighter, so I'm just making sure I've got that correct. Because the light was actually coming from like the left side, but front, if you will, going down towards the hill. Hence the shadow side on the right side of the mountain. But it was like midday, so the sun was quite high up in the sky, that's what I mean. I'm just darkening around the barrel. I'm just using a nice mauve colour on the outside and a bit of black on the inside, just to get some nice shadows. I really like this. I thought it was dead cute just having a little old barrel sat there. Thought it made a nice composition as well. I've gone a bit darker so I could see where the actual straps of the barrel is, which is the lighter mauve colour. So I've used a darker value for the actual barrel itself. I'm just soft blending some of these light highlights I've put on the trees. I'm just soft blending some of them out. I'm just using a little round brush. I've let them dry. Just to give them a bit more realistic feel. Because they're not as far distant as the actual ones on the mountain, so we can actually see these ones. I hope you enjoy this, guys. I enjoy painting it and sharing it with you all. If you do, give us a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you're not subscribed. And check the links below because we have a Facebook group. You can join that as well if you're interested in creativity or you need advice and help and just want to share your art. You know, you're happy to join. So I'm just putting my road in now. I'm just lightening that lilac I had in with some white. I'm just using that burnt sienna again and some white as well, just to put it a bit in the landscape to break up the greens. No, it does. Yeah, it does. It helps by just adding different values in. If you just add a little bit of red or a bit of sienna, then it's just not all totally green. I'm just darkening inside of that barrel again, and then just loosely putting the highlights on the mid-tones. Now these are the straps of the barrel I'm putting in. Just with my angle brush. You could use a flat brush, that'd be cool as well. Making sure you've got the shape, but the shape doesn't have to be perfect. It is an old barrel, you know what I mean? It's been sat there for a while, so don't think you have to get your lines totally perfectly straight. You don't. It's not that type of look we're going for. So back to my fan brush. I'm just going in with lighter yellow now, yellowy green, just to get some more lighter tones in the grass. And now you can see I'm just putting a bit of detail in using my fan brush because it's nearer to the viewer's eye. So we could see a bit of texture going on. I'm using the same colours that I used before, but I'm just lightening things up. I'm using a little bit of blue there, a bit of phthalo blue and white, just to put some distant little flowers and some lavender flowers by using purple as well, because I thought they look really nice, the blue and the lavender. A bit more detail at the front because we can see a bit more. I like the flowers are just growing up in the barrel because it's been sat there forever. So the flowers have taken over. Now I'm just using some brighter orange. I've mixed some cadmium orange with a tiny bit of red and some white just to make that vivid orange colour for these peachy looking flowers. I think look nice. But you could do any flowers, you know what I mean? Any type of flowers you like the best. You could add into this painting, no problem. I'm just doing some white ones as well. Giving a bit another layer. Just to bring it all together. Not too much detail at the back so we can't really see those. Especially there on the right side where the sun's catching it a bit more on the brighter spots. So now I thought I'll use my fan brush. I thought this would be an easier way to get some texture, some visual texture going on the actual barrel. So I'm dry brushing a mid-tone grey onto this barrel to get the lines of the barrel. And it's really dead easy with the fan brush. And faster, you know, easier and faster. And lightening it as I go, just by keep adding a bit more white. Fan brushes are great for all styles, you know what I mean? You can do quite a lot with fan brush. I do have a fan brush video if you want to check out how to use a fan brush. I have a video there. It'll be in underneath my video listings. How to use a fan brush. I'll show you how to do waterfalls, trees, grasses, all sorts of things. It's a good video. So going back to my angle brush again, No, sorry, a flat brush. I think I'm using there. I'm just putting a bit of texture, just scooting a bit of texture. Now I'm back to my angle brush. Just lightening some areas up on the actual metal bars of the barrel straps. I'm going in with soft glaze. I'm just glazing here, so there's hardly any pigment, and I was just using quite a bit of glazing medium. Same on the hillside. So I'm just misting it out above them trees to give it that atmospherical perspective. But it's quite of a clear day, so it's not really foggy, but we just want to mist it slightly because it is distant. Just adding a bit of blue here because I thought the blue looked nice. Nice reflective colour. A bit more light there again on my grass. So just to and fro, and you decide you want it lighter or darker. Another glaze on the water reflection in the barrel. And a bit of detail here just to focus the painting in, just to bring it all in together with some nice loose grasses just coming up round the barrel. I'm just using a sword brush here, or a wedge brush. They're really great for foliage as well. So thanks guys, I hope you enjoyed this painting. If you did, give us a thumbs up and I'll see you soon. Thanks guys, bye for now.